Hello everyone, it's Joe here from Draft FPL and welcome to a weekly series helping you find some good value free agents and waiver pickups in Draft FPL. Game week 35 is the final normal game week of the season. We got doubles in 36, 37 and then it's the big finale, game week 38. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of those. Like the video if you enjoy. Let's get stuck into the picks. First up then, we are looking at Serge Aurier, available in 93% of draft leagues, and Forest have got Southampton at home this week in game week 35. I will say right now, this game week looks like a really difficult week to find some clean sheets. As the Patreon members will know from the game week odds that I have sent out, there's only two teams this week that look like they have a decent chance of a clean sheet, and that is City and Brighton. So looking at the waivers, I've gone for Serge Aurier because, you know, Southampton have been absolutely terrible. Forest are pretty good at home. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a clean sheet from Forest here. Forest fixtures are really tough in 36 and 37. Chelsea away, Arsenal at home is not something you really want to back. And then Palace away in 38 is tough as well. So if Forest want to stay up, this game in game week 35 is absolutely crucial. They need a win here for sure. So I think they're going to be very motivated to keep the clean sheet this week. Next up, we've got Matty Cash of Villa, available in 70% of leagues. He's been out injured for a little while. It looks like he's probably going to be fit for game week 35. Emery said last week that he wasn't going to be quite fit for game week 34, but he should be back in. He has been back in training, and he should be ready for the following week. So you might just want to double check Emery's final press conference before the game week. I am recording this before that's happened, but it does look likely that Cash will be back fit, and it's quite difficult to get a Villa defender off the waivers at the moment as they're all pretty highly owned. If Konsa or Mings or Alex Moreno are available, I would go for them instead. Especially as, you know, if Cash doesn't start, 36, 37, 38 are all pretty tough fixtures for Villa, and I wouldn't really fancy a clean sheet in any of those three. So game week 35 is the opportunity. Hopefully Cash is back. What I will say is if he's not ready, he probably won't get any minutes off the bench. So feel free to pick him up and make sure you have a good first bench option to replace him if he does not make it. Next up, we've got Lindelof, available in 74% of leagues. I know I spoke about him last week, but United easily have the best four fixtures in the remaining 4 game weeks. West Ham away, Wolves at home, then it's a double, Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, then Fulham at home in game week 38. Lindelof has been playing really well actually lately, which is a bit of a surprise to me, but he has been playing well. He's going to keep his place, and for the final 4 game weeks, picking up a United defender off the waivers is an absolute bargain, so I would definitely go for him. On to midfielders then. First up is Wilfried Zaha, only available in 33% of leagues, but they are probably more likely to be active leagues, as a lot of the more dead leagues probably will have not dropped him since he's been injured. So available in 33% of leagues. If he is available, definitely go for him. Tottenham away in 35 is a pretty good fixture the way their defence has been lately. Then Bournemouth at home, Fulham away, Forest at home in the last 3 is really, really good. So if you can get Zaha, I would definitely try and do so. Next up, we have Morgan Gibbs-White, one of my favourites in these videos, available in 53% of leagues. As I said earlier about Serge Aurier, Saints at home this week is a fantastic fixture, and you know Forest are going to be bang up for it. They desperately need a win. Morgan Gibbs-White is by far their most creative player. He's also pretty decent goal threat as well. Took a penalty last week after Brennan Johnson missed one, so I would not be surprised to see Gibbs-White remain on penalty duty. Saints at home in 35 doesn't get much better than that. Absolutely worth a pickup if you're looking for someone to start this week. Next up, we have Utara of Bournemouth, available in 98% of leagues. I like to go for someone that is widely available, a bit more of a punt, and it's Utara this week. He's been playing really well for Bournemouth. And I just think looking at these fixtures, Chelsea at home, Chelsea have been absolutely terrible lately. In the game against Arsenal last night, I was stunned to see how bad they were. I fancy Bournemouth to at least get a goal or two. They may not hang on for the win, although that wouldn't surprise me either. but I definitely think they're going to score 1 or 2. And Utara is someone that is in form and someone that could cause some havoc for Chelsea's back line. And I just think it's a fun pick. You know, it's someone that you can really root for in that game. And yeah, just a bit of a punt, but I think it's quite a fun one. Next up, we've got Jacob Murphy, available in 82% of leagues. The fixture this week is pretty tough. Arsenal at home is not really one I would normally advise picking up an attacker for, but Arsenal's defence has been pretty poor. In fact, it's been terrible since William Saliba's got injured. It doesn't look like it's going to get too much better with Holding dropping out for Kivia, although, you know, that might be an upgrade, but it also, you know, I'm not convinced on him, to be honest. We're desperately looking to get Saliba back fit, but he's just not ready yet. So I do think Newcastle could have a bit of joy in this game. But the main attraction for Jacob Murphy is that in game week 36, it's a double game week and it's a great one. Leeds away, Brighton at home, 2 strong fixtures. And he doesn't start every game, that's for sure. He comes off the bench quite a lot, but he is in great form. And in the double, I do expect him to definitely start at least one. We're probably looking at about 100 minutes over the 2 games, which is well worth it for someone with his form and goal threat. So I do think he's a really good pick, and you're going to struggle to pick him up next week because every man and his dog is going to look at the fixtures, see Newcastle have a double, sort by form. Jacob Murphy's top of the list. So if you don't pick him up this week, you're going to struggle to get him in, especially if you're doing well in your leagues. Then Leicester at home in 37 is another good fixture. Chelsea away in 38 is nothing to be afraid of either. On to forwards then, and we are looking at the big man, Alexander Mitrovic, available in 38% of leagues. He is not back yet. Game week 35, he is still suspended for Leicester at home, which is a shame because it's an absolutely fantastic fixture from an attacking point of view. But he will be back for Saints away in game week 36, which is still a fantastic fixture. St Mary's has not been a fortress for the Saints. So I do fancy him to do well. I think he'll come straight back into the side. And the final 3 fixtures, Saints away, Palace at home, United away. Mitro is definitely someone you would want to have in your side for those 3 game weeks. Fulham are, on the beach a bit. They've not really got anything to play for. But Mitrovic is someone that can get fired up over literally nothing. So I do expect him to do a bit of damage when he's back. He's got a lot to prove, and I would definitely want to have a piece of him if I can. And final pick this week, I mentioned him a few weeks ago, but I'm going to mention him again here. Calvert-Lewin, available in 36% of leagues. Everton, absolutely desperate for points to stay up. Calvert-Lewin got on the score sheet against Leicester. The next 2 fixtures are rough. Brighton away, City at home is not ideal, but that may just give you the chance to pick him up and maybe stick him on the bench, especially in game week 36. Then for the absolute crunch game weeks of the season, you've got him ready. Game week 37 and game week 38, Wolves away, Bournemouth at home, 2 brilliant fixtures. And 2 games that Everton are going to absolutely be desperate to win. Calvert-Lewin kind of suits the way Dyche likes to play. He's really good in the air, as we know. And if he can stay fit for these final 4 game weeks, that's a big if, of course, with his injury record, then I think he's going to be a really strong pick and someone that could turn it around for you at the last minute. As I said, available in 36% of leagues, but I imagine a lot of them are reasonably active, considering he will have been held onto by dead teams. So he may not be available, but I think either him or Mitrovic probably is. So if you can sneak in one of those 2, then I definitely think that will be a bolster to most people's front lines where the options are pretty thin on the ground. And that wraps up my picks for game week 35. Thank you all for watching. There's a link to the Patreon down below if you are interested in a little bit more content from us. Like the video if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.